So this guy. This is a HP Photosmart E317, and it is a point and shoot which I found in my mum's drawer. I'm rocking 2 AA batteries and a 512 megabyte SD card. And you know, I've been walking around my local area. I live in the southeast of the country, and that's where I'm currently based. And I've just been walking the streets, grabbing some shots on this point and shoot. I found myself in an industrial area whilst grabbing a coffee, so that was really, really fun. But I can totally understand and appreciate why there's such a big hype on these old school point and shoot digital cameras. Now going back, to 2005 when this thing was first manufactured, this was probably the tip-top A game, and I was speaking to my mum, and this cost a fair few £100. Loaded with 5 megapixels, I was so eager to sort of get out and see what this thing was capable of. There's been such a rise in people shooting on these old school digital point and shoots. And I've been thinking about it, and I couldn't really understand why, but as soon as I found this guy, I had this instant excitement to go and figure out why that is the case. Look at this. That's sick. I'm actually gonna grab that right now. Yeah. So sick. This guy. I'm currently in the southeast of England. And you know, it's really lovely walking around places that you're familiar with, but seeing it through the lens and seeing it through a little point and shoot camera, it's been so enjoyable. And I'm finding myself walking down places that I don't typically walk down. So it's been really refreshing. And the one thing I love about it is the fact that I can just fit it right in my pocket, and when I see a subject matter and an image that I like, I grab for it with an ease. I've taken the shot, you know? And that's what's really, really satisfying about this little point and shoot. And the image it renders, I'm really impressed. Now, there's some really cool advantages with shooting with a little point and shoot camera like this. And the only sort of comparison I've got is, remember when everyone was running around with disposable cameras? You know, the little wind-up ones that you could shoot either 26 or 35 shots on? Well, it's that sort of comparison in which I feel is appropriate for this, because that's exactly what this feels like. It feels like a point and shoot, and it is a point and shoot, but instead of being limited to a certain amount of shots, you have a bit more flexibility in being able to put an SD card on and it being digital and being limited to what the capacity of the SD card is. But effectively, it's the same form factor. It's small, so you can put it in your pocket, you know, which makes it more discreet, which in which also sort of encourages you to be super candid with your shots, and it allows you to be really stealthy, especially when it comes to sort of like candid moment, hip shooting style street photography. You can just bang, you know. And it's wicked. Now, another talking point that I'm really eager to mention is that I had one of these cameras when I was younger. Not this one. I had one of those point and shoots that had like a variable zoom that would go in and out, you know? And I just vividly remember that when I was at festivals and I would take the camera out and, you know, do like little selfies with the flash going off, it would encourage people to come together and create the moment for the picture. It wasn't like a selfie that you take on the phone, and it definitely didn't feel as disposable as phone photography. And that, I think, is one of the reasons why I'm super excited to shoot with this over the coming weeks. It's because I know that people my age, when I pull this out, it will trigger a memory of when they also had these little point and shoot cameras. That social element is something that I'm super excited for. And I can't wait to dive into a festival environment with this around my neck to see what sort of shots I can get. This building's awesome. And just quickly talking and mentioning one of my previous uploads, My Epic 35 Story, where I deep dive into my love for my 35mm photography. I sort of explained in that video that film is a real big passion of mine. It's a real big love, and I have always loved that medium. But now with the expense of getting your film developed and even buying a film, it's become somewhat inaccessible for not only myself, but a lot of other people. And I think that's where these guys are really making their mark, you know? They have a really lo-fi fun look to them, and I think pushing them in Lightroom, I'm starting to get some great results. But at the end of the day, the only thing that you're having to pay for is the AA batteries. And I know there's going to be some people on YouTube that are going to be giving this video grief about how film is just uncomparable, but I'm not trying to compare it to film. This little digital point and shoot has its own look, it has its own feel, and I think it's not trying to be anything other than that, you know? It came out in 2005, so of course this sensor is going to have its flaws. Of course, if you want to pixel peep, you could say how ridiculously bad the aliasing is, but that's what I kind of love about it. I also love how ridiculously small the digital LCD screen is, and I also love that the only button that you press is the one on the top. With the internet being completely obsessed with Fuji as their daily point and shoots, I think there's going to be a new era of vintage point and shoots. I truly believe that something as fun and versatile and easy and old school as this is going to pave the path for a new era of photography. And I'm just so grateful that I stumbled across this in my mum's drawer. Like, it even has a flash. Anyway, I look like a crazy person talking to my camera on a bench in a park, so I'm going to get out of here. It's definitely worth you raiding your family home or asking a parent or an older aunt or uncle if they have a camera of this nature, because the images that I've been getting out of it are just so fun, and I just encourage anyone to go and have a little play. And also a cost-effective way if you want a point and shoot that isn't 35mm film. But I think that's it with this video. I haven't got too much more to say other than you should probably go and watch my 35mm video, because that sort of showcases my love for that medium. But yeah, in the time being, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, and if you're new around here, I'd love it for you to subscribe to my channel. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.